Disney Hercules, a growing boy. Hercules' mortal parents, Amatron and Alcimene, had known Hercules was a special child from the moment they had found him, alone and crying in the wilderness, wearing a medal that bore the symbol of the gods. But as the baby grew, they were surprised to see Hercules' superhuman strength grow more powerful with each passing day. He could tie poisonous snakes into knots and lift grown ups high into the air. Ma, said Hercules one day when he was 5 years old, I'm bored. So Alcimene gave Hercules some marbles to play with. She showed him how to use his thumb to shoot one marble at another. Hercules shot tentatively at first, but soon he grew more confident. Lining up a shot, he flicked his thumb as hard as he could. The marble flew out of his hand, sending the target marble rocketing toward the horizon. Luckily, the nearest neighbors lived several miles away, but one by one, all of Hercules' marbles were lost this way. Amatron, I simply don't know what to do with Hercules, Alcime said to her husband the next day. He's too strong for ordinary toys, and if he plays with the other children, I worry he may hurt them without meaning to. Amatron replied. Yes, the boy is stronger than he realizes. Well, I do believe he's gotten to be as strong as an ox. They gave Amatron an idea. That afternoon, he walked to the marketplace. When he returned to the farm, he was leading the ox by a rope. Hercules, he said, leading the ox over to his son. Come meet your new playmate. Amatron took the rope led from around the ox's neck. He handed one end of the rope to Hercules. He offered the other end to the ox, who took it between his teeth. Within seconds, Hercules and the ox had fallen into a friendly game of tug of war. Hercules laughed. The ox twitched his tail playfully. Hercules' parents looked on and smiled. There's our boy, Alcimene said proudly. Excuse me. Let's see. Disney Princess and the Frog, a new chef in town. Early one evening, Tiana was sitting with her best friend when Charlotte started raving about a new chef in town named Leon Ribera. He just opened up a restaurant in town, and oh, you just might try, you just might try his gumbo. It's divine, she squealed. The next night, Tiana and Naveen went to Leon's new restaurant. Now let's see what all the fuss is about, Naveen said when the gumbo arrived at the table. Tiana took a bite. Her brow furrowed. She took another bite. Her eyes widened. She took a third bite. Wow, this is almost as good as yours, Naveen said excitedly. Naveen, Tiana said calmly, this isn't almost as good as mine. It is mine. Tiana excused herself to speak to the chef, but instead of admitting what he had done, Leon told Tiana her recipe wasn't good enough to steal. Tiana was shocked. Then she had an idea. Okay, she began. If you didn't take my recipe, then prove it. I challenge you to a gumbo cook-off tomorrow at noon. No cookbooks or recipes. The next day, a huge crowd gathered at the restaurant. When they were finished cooking, the two chefs handed out gumbo to the hungry people. Tiana watched as one person tasted her gumbo and a slow smile spread across his face. Then she noticed something peculiar. People seemed downright disgusted by Leon's gumbo. Tiana took a bite of Leon's gumbo and nearly gagged. What is this? She asked. Leon let out a heavy sigh. You were right, Chef, he confessed. I did steal your secret gumbo recipe. I stayed up all night trying to memorize it, but I obviously failed. Leon looked at the floor. I am very sorry. Looking at Leon, Tiana felt sorry for him. I have an idea, she said. I will teach you how to make a basic gumbo. Then you can add some twists to make it your own. In return, you will tell everyone that you borrowed my recipe. Leon smiled and shook Tiana's hand. You got yourself a deal, he replied. But I had one more favor to ask. Could I have a bowl of your gumbo? Tiana laughed. One bowl of Tiana's gumbo coming right up, she said. Disney, A Bug's Life. No, Disney Pixar, A Bug's Life. Flick wings it. Flick knew that Hopper and his gang of hungry grasshoppers would soon come to steal all the food from the peaceful ants of Ant Island. So Flick headed out to the big city to find warrior bugs to help fight the grasshoppers. On his way, Flick saw a shiny dragonfly flitter across the sky. Wow, I wish I could fly like that, he exclaimed. Suddenly, Flick had an idea. I wonder if I could invent a flying machine. After a lot of hard work, Flick took a step backward and studied his invention. Well, it certainly looks like it could fly, Flick said finally. Flick decided it was time for a test flight. He put his feet on the little pedals and started to pump. The green wings began to flap. Flick pushed them faster and faster. Soon, the flyer began to rock from side to side. Then it leaped into the sky. It's working, Flick cried. He was flying. With the air racing between his antennae, Flick watched the world flash under his feet. Flying is so much safer than walking, said Flick, but he spoke too soon. For high in the sky above Flick, a mama bird was teaching her three little hatchlings how to fly. The bird spied Flick's strange looking contraption and thought one thing, dinner. Flick looked up and saw the mama bird, and her babies coming down on him like dive bombers. Test flight over, Flick cried. Pedaling faster, Flick steered his flyer through the limbs of a tall tree. The mama bird and two of her babies were blocked by the branches, but the third baby bird raced between the leaves and caught up with Flick. Pecking wildly, the little bird ripped the wing from Flick's flyer. The machine crashed to the ground. Luckily for Flick, he had also made a parachute out of a spider's web, and he made a soft landing in the middle of a daisy. Another failed invention, Flick said with a sigh. Maybe someday I'll have a chance to make a flying machine that really works. The end. Excuse me. Disney Pinocchio, the greatest gift. Pinocchio was the luckiest boy in the world, and he knew it. No longer a wooden puppet, at last he was a real live boy. Pinocchio knew he owed it all to Geppetto for believing in him. I wish I could give father something in return, Pinocchio said to himself one day. He didn't have any money, so he decided that he would make a gift for Geppetto instead. Perhaps I should use father's tools and carve a present for him out of wood, said Pinocchio. So one day while Geppetto was out, Pinocchio sat down at the woodworking bench. The problem was Pinocchio didn't know how to woodwork. That looks dangerous, said Pinocchio. Iron a chisel. I don't think father would want me to use that on my own. He decided he needed another gift idea. Pinocchio looked around the little house and spotted Geppetto's accordion sitting on the table. Of course, cried Pinocchio. Father loves music. I could write him a song as a gift and then perform it for him. So Pinocchio picked up the accordion and began to play, but it sounded, well, awful. Pinocchio said in frustration. I don't know how to play the accordion or write a song. He put the accordion down and stood in the middle of the room. Tears were welling up in poor little Pinocchio's eyes when Geppetto came in through the front door. Excuse me. Let me stop it. My boy Geppetto said. My boy, Geppetto said. What's the matter? Through his tears, Pinocchio explained that he had wanted to make a gift to show Geppetto how much he appreciated everything he had done for him. As Geppetto listened, his look of worry softened into a smile, and then his eyes welled up with tears. My son, he said, don't you know that you and you alone are the greatest gift a father could ever want? I am? Pinocchio asked. You are, replied Geppetto. Well, in that case, said Pinocchio with a sly grin as he hugged his father, you're welcome. Then Geppetto picked up the accordion and they sang and danced all evening. The end. So we got Disney Pinocchio, the greatest gift. Then we got Disney Pixar, Buzz Life, Flick Wings It, Disney Princess and the Frog, A New Chef in Town, and lastly, well, this is the first one actually, Disney Hercules, A Growing Boy. So we got 4 in all in this video. But make sure y'all like, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video. Until next time.